Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch Couch. People who watch my videos will know I do at times rip into club owners of clubs at Premier League level and Championship level for ripping fans off for ticket prices, etc., cutting concessions and stuff like that. This is a little bit different. I want to talk about bridging the gap now between the boardroom and the terraces, right? And I'm going to talk about the club where I go to watch, where I've got a season ticket with my two kids and my dad, Dagenham Redbridge. I'm seeing things in a different way here. And I'm looking at this differently, really. The one thing I would say to these owners in particular, and to any club owners really, first and foremost, the most important thing for me is you need to understand the fan base of the club that you own and run. I think that's the most important thing. The first thing you need to do is understand that. Because you've got to understand, this might be their only social activity of the week. This might be the only place they go to let off steam. The only time they go anywhere other than home, where they might be having stresses or at work or whatever. This is their out. This is their release, right? You've got to understand that if you're not transparent with these people, and now they're worried about the future of their club or what direction their club's going in, the atmosphere is toxic and it's not going to get any better, because the lack of transparency and silence, in my opinion, is only fueling the fire in making them think that you're not doing the right thing. And what I would say, people at this club, what I would say with transparency, I think if you used more transparent and gave them the answers they was looking for. Who's doing this job? Who's doing that job? Why are we letting this player go? Why are we only bringing in these players? I think you would get so much more respect from this fan base. Because let me tell you, this fan base, they're great people and they know their football. So I saw an interview with the chairman, Dan Hall of Dagenham Redbridge, right? It was done by a young kid I know, Charlie, great kid, right? What I took away from that, well, to be honest, I didn't take much away from it due to the fact that the answers that were given were so generic. You sort of know what he was going to say. There was nothing in that interview that I thought he's trying to bridge the gap here. It was generic, and like I said, football fans can see through it. They know the generic answers. It didn't really give anything away. So it didn't really bridge any sort of gap there. What I would say with, personally, I think to bridge this gap, at the moment, these owners, they seem a million miles away from anyone, untouchable to anyone. You can't get near them to speak to them. Fair enough, I don't really agree with all the abuse online. Some of it I think is a bit much. But if people have got a perception of you, it's very hard to get rid of that perception. So if they now have a perception of you, and you're not coming out and trying to squash that, then it's only going to make people more suspicious. And when people are passionate about their club, and they think you're a bit dodgy or whatever, or you're not doing what they think you should be doing, they're going to jump on that. And you've got to understand that. It happens at every club, and it's not just this fan base doing that. It happens all over football. I've seen it. It happens all over the world with club owners and that. Honesty is a massive thing for me. Now, I personally think that a couple of these people here have the wrong perception maybe of them. But I don't think they've done themselves any favours in the respect that they haven't come out and give their side. In my opinion, that would be massive. That would be massive. And I think at this club, from what I'm seeing, there needs to be a core group of supporters, not me. There needs to be a core group of diehard supporters, right, who are in constant liaison with the club owners to bridge that gap between the boardroom and the stands. So they can work as a go-between. I think this should happen massively. I don't know if there's anything like this at the club. I think there should be a core of 4 or 5 supporters who have regular meetings with these owners, so they're in full knowledge of what's going on at the club. So if there's anyone online or in the clubhouse or on them stands, whatever, who's not sure, they can get those answers. I think that's common sense. Because let's get it right. Without harmony between the stands and the boardroom, it doesn't matter what sort of plans you have going forward. It's not going to work. Without relationships working and there being a good relationship at the club and a good atmosphere, because let's get it right. If there's a bad atmosphere, who misses out here? The players. They don't deserve that. They go out there and give it every week. They deserve the fans to be 100% behind them, which I think they have been. But less generic bullshit, 1,000,000%. Honesty. Regular fan meetings, Q&As, question and answers. If anyone has any, I know they've done a couple of things at the club. I think there needs to be regular ones. The fans need to be in the know of what's going on there. Massively, in my opinion. And I think the club are missing so many tricks. I mean, I know for a fact, through doing my videos and meeting up with people and networking through that, with these ticket prices videos that I've done about club owners, there is so many fans looking to ditch the Premier League now, like we did, because they're fed up with the club owners there. They're fed up with the Tourist League treating them like customers. That they're looking to go into lower league football. There is so much scope to grab a new audience there, to grab new fans at Dagenham. I think you really need to kick into that. You need to kick into the schools and the local clubs where the youngsters, for a club this size, the next generation of fans is massive. Some of these lower clubs, not just Dagenham, a lot of these lower clubs, even lower than Dagenham, they struggle to make ends meet. These next generation of fans could make or break the future of your club. I don't see enough going into that. I might be wrong. I know they do some community stuff like free football sessions and that. But from what I'm seeing, there's not much going on in schools and stuff like that. Where I live literally 20-minute walk from the stadium, right? I talk to people in my street. They don't even know who Dagenham Redbridge are. They're not even aware that there's a football ground there. Beggars belief. When I hear this, I'm like, really? I talk to Uber drivers. They drop me off. You going to the ground. What ground? They don't even know Dagenham Redbridge exists. As a local club, around your local, how can these people not know that this club exists? And we're wondering why there's only like sort of crowds of 1,500 go there. It's another point here. If you've got a hardcore support like you have to keep them happy. Because if they get pissed off, in the end, they will do one. They will have enough of this. I'm not saying these are bad owners, because we don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. These might be the plan and the process that they've got there. For the long run, it might be fantastic for the club. But I think for their own good and for the atmosphere of the club, they need to come out and explain it a bit more. I mean, I'm talking about, there's a role there in particular people are up in arms about. But I think they might have the wrong perception of it, in my opinion. It's the sporting director. Now, people are under the impression, right, that the sporting director is picking all the players to buy, all that sort of stuff, who plays and whatever. I'm hearing people saying all the players that are coming in, he's their agent. I don't particularly think all this is true, right? But once people, like I said before, once people have a perception of you, it is so hard to get rid of that off your back. I think these people need to be totally in the know of what is going on at that football club. It's a great club, and I think there's so much potential there. I think you need to be tapping into so many different avenues now to grow. Because you've got a loyal fan base there. I see it every week. Great people there, love that club. I talk to these people in the club. These people love this club. All these local people absolutely adore this club. But they're fed up. They are fed up. I think I can say that on their behalf, really, 1,000,000%. But come out and talk to these people regularly. Give them answers. The silence on social media in particular, it only fuels the fire. Surely you've got to understand that. Surely. It's common sense. Crazy. But even higher up in the leagues, obviously, club owners with ticketing is a huge problem. I've spoke about they're cutting loyalty schemes at clubs like Fulham now. Cutting loyalty schemes for all these people who have been going to the ground for years and years. Come on now. These people are the most important part of your club. Without these, you are nothing. Trust me, it's pointless. It's like football with COVID. When the COVID happened, it was crap. We watched it on telly with no noise. It was terrible, ridiculous, pointless. Frustrating. West Ham's another club. West Ham totally, in my opinion, West Ham have totally disregarded any fans' faults or interests. I know they're having their chats with fan groups at the moment. Over the years, they've ripped the heart and soul out of that club, the owners. And I've seen it at so many football clubs. And I'm passionate about football. And this is why I back football fans on this channel, because I'm a football fan myself. And when I see football fans ripped and football fans ignored and their values and their opinions not being valued, it's disgusting. Some of these people might not be in very well paid jobs, right? But they find the money to go and support that team. They deserve massive respect for that. They deserve so much more respect than they're getting. I saw West Ham the other day. I saw it on Twitter. Twitter's a nightmare for me, because I see things and they really piss me off. I saw Twitter the other day. A guy posted on there. He was at the Chelsea West Ham game. He was a West Ham away supporter. He posted a picture on there of like a foreign school trip. I've got no problems with foreign people going to a ground, whatever, tourists, whatever. But the thing that did annoy me was, he said, I knew people who have been going 30 years who couldn't get a ticket for this game. It's one of the hardest games to get tickets for. But in the away end, we have a group of school tripper tourists. I think that's wrong. When people have been going for 30, 40 years to watch their club, and now they can't get a ticket, but seeing people who don't usually go, who have never been, that's wrong for me. That is wrong. I'm not into that at all. And one thing I did see yesterday, which annoyed me, off topic, mate, at the Plymouth-Liverpool game, there was grown-ass men in the Plymouth end wearing half and half Plymouth shirts, not even scarves. These shirts were specially made. Half Liverpool, half, come on there. The game is gone. It's crazy. The game is absolutely being ripped to pieces by these idiots. It's a tourist trap. Crazy. But it's like I say, Fulham, West Ham in particular, Man United, they've gone to a different level. That owner there has gone in claiming to be the Messiah. He's ripping it up from the roots. But the people who are affected the most, again, the same people, the long-suffering supporters, the long-standing loyal supporters are the ones who are being ripped the arse off again. The ticket prices, 66 quid for a kid. It's flat rate, that's it. Took the concessions away. Disgrace. Disgrace. And on this channel, you will get a balance. I'll always give a balanced view. Like I've said about this, with Dagenham in particular, I have said, obviously, the bad points in the respect that there's no transparency. But on the other hand, I do think we might be a little bit we might be a little bit misunderstood with these guys. But I don't think they're giving us the chance to make an unbiased view. Come out and give us a chance to actually see what you're up to, how things are run. Do we have a future? I mean, you talked about League One. At the moment, you're closer to the National League South, how it's running at the moment, how it's going, results-wise. I think you need to come out and give the supporters a little bit to go on, because all they're seeing at the moment, the people I'm talking to online and at the club, all they can see is a downward spiral. They're not seeing any sort of future. They're not seeing any positive outlooks, something to look forward to. There's nothing, doesn't seem anything to look forward to. Yeah, I'd love to see the gap bridge massively. I think the people who have been going over, I mean, I've as I said on other videos, I've only been going there 4 or 5 times a year for like 30 years and that. It's people who go over there, they go home and away, Tuesday nights in Gateshead, stuff like that. They drive the length of the country, constantly going to watch Dagenham. For those people who actually go home and away and give everything, I think they deserve it more than anybody. They deserve they deserve a bit of hope, really, and some answers to know where their club's going. That's vital for me. But yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, there's going to be a few Dagenham fans who on Twitter and that are going to say, I know it's the problem, and I've not even mentioned the person that they called a dinosaur at the club. But yeah, I can't even see where it's heading at the moment. I'd love to be positive, but I think the summer is massive. The summer is huge for this club in regards to players staying, players coming in. You're going to lose players. Yeah, let's keep going. It's winter tomorrow night. Come, you daggers. Take care.